Thing a man should always do, mainly to himself, be true. Never let anyone change your point of view unless what he brings makes sense to you. You should never judge him by sight alone or by the height that he has grown. And when you're speaking, always keep a moderate tone, because raised voices, they turn hearts to stone. See, from the beginning, it was brother kill brother. The morals in life, live, love, and respect one another. But then there are those, they'll always try to be smart. They'll take a decent man and then they'll alter his heart until he seeks to tear them apart. These men, no man should call friends. They bend lies around truths until they meet their end.
I saw this and, I just wanted to put something in there that inspires, you know what I mean? So no words lost in that one. Appreciate the good brothers giving good words of wisdom.
More than when someone expects you to be okay with something that they wouldn't be okay with if it was done to them.
Yeah.
So they go around and do whatever they want to you, but as soon as you do that one thing, you're the bad one. I don't have time for people like that in my life.
The problem I see with that is one thing. I'm not going to alter myself to make you feel the way you make me feel. I would just remove you from my life. And so 2 wrongs don't make a right. I'll leave it there.
Can't, I repeat, you can't make someone love you by giving them more of what they don't appreciate.
That's a fact. Only thing you're going to do is create an expectation. Some people don't understand the value of what they have until it's gone.
People, you bring someone to your attention and they be like, okay, but you did such and such. Like, anytime that you want to address something, they use that moment to address what's going on in their mind. Let's talk about what that really is. Some people, they really enjoy positioning themselves to always maintain and be a victim. They must be the one sacrificing. They must be the one that's vindicated.
Facts.
And that is manipulation. That is emotional manipulation. These are people who take pride in wanting to look a certain way. They have the image that I am a great partner and I'm just always being done wrong. No, because you don't listen. You're not open to criticism. You're not open to change. You're not open to self-reflection. You're not open to self-accountability. Matter of fact, you will manipulate and dance around and gaslight a situation so that way, instead of you addressing your issues, you can tear the person down who's already disappointed in you in the first place.
That is a fact. I see that happen a lot with women when it comes to men trying to hold them accountable. They take that as a moment to say, well, you did this, as if in order to give them any correction or be able to hold them accountable, you have to be 100% perfect without blemish, basically superhuman, which is ridiculous. It leads to degeneracy of the relationship, and it doesn't help any growth of being able to be understood. So no words lost. That happens a lot. Men do it too, but I see it mostly happening with women, especially when it comes to holding them accountable.
If you are sexually active and you know that you have an STD, then you need to inform people of that. Because when you don't, and you infect that person, you are changing their life forever, and they are making a decision that they do not know. Like, this shit is going to change the rest of my life.
Yeah.
And there's nothing I can do. And I'm embarrassed. And I'm humiliated, and I feel so stupid. I feel so stupid for letting someone take advantage of me in a moment of weakness. But I did not consent to this. And I'm going to get justice for myself. Because there have been so many times in my life where I haven't. And this is not fair. And I refuse to let anybody else feel like this if I can help it.
I don't know if I would have the courage to get on the internet and say some stuff like that. So I can't commend her on that. But this is the other side of the hot girl summer that they don't talk about, just so you know.
Grandfather said, the devil will never show up as the devil, because if he did, you wouldn't do the deal with it.
You wouldn't do the deal with him.
Your enemy will never show up as the enemy because you wouldn't allow me in your circle.
Man, say that word.
That is so true. I often think to myself, God has to orchestrate a test that fits me where I'm actually challenged. And he does. He definitely does. The enemy is not going to come dressed as the enemy. Is going to come dressed as a friend. That's how they infiltrate. So
A hoe's final form is a religious woman.
I want to debate it. I want to say she's wrong. But we know. We know.
yes, we do know. We absolutely know.
Nowadays, statistically, black men are the most involved fathers in the United States, bro.
That's a fact. Facts.
Like more
Facts.
of us are going to school.
Facts.
We making the most money we've ever made.
Facts.
More of us are going to therapy, bro.
Talk to 'em.
So to say like what can we do? Like, bro, continue doing y'all thing. Continue making space for y'all. We making space for ourselves, fam. Like we
The
unpacking
complaint
this
always
shit.
seems like no one's helping you. No one's doing it. Women don't want to help you. Women don't. We just want to use y'all. We just want to abuse y'all. So us
I
asking.
didn't say that.
That's exactly what the fuck you said, bro.
No, I didn't. I said we subscribe to a narrative that's harmful to black men. Rewind the damn tape.
It's on tape. Hold on, guys. Hey, Cam.
When was the last time I talked, bruh?
Rewind the tape. Rewind the tape.
I'm a black man. I subscribe. I did not set.
Okay,
I did
so
not.
I can
I
give you
did
that.
not build the standard.
Right,
I
so-
build no system. The most I can do is subscribe.
Why can't we not just have a conversation instead of
Thank
going
you.
back and forth?
Wow, rewind the tape, and that's exactly what he said. And the crazy part about it is that she wanted to play the victim. She's exactly what she's describing. It's a projection. God gave you 2 ears and 1 mouth for a reason.
Said you wanted me to communicate. So why every time I try to communicate, you cut me off 3 words into me saying what it is that I gotta say? You said you wanted me to communicate. So why does every time I try to communicate, you take that as an invitation to debate or go back and forth or argue or try to gaslight what it is that I'm saying? Because you said you wanted me to communicate, right? So why every time that I try to communicate, you take everything I say personally as if I'm trying to attack you or I'm trying to bring you down in some type of way when I'm really just trying to get what I got to get off of my chest? I let you get what you got to get off of your chest. Whenever you feel like you want to communicate, I listen, I be quiet. I try to work on things that you ask me to fix and improve on. Why can't I get that same grace? You say you want me to communicate, but you're not creating a space for me to communicate.
I can go in on this all day. A lot of men, I've talked to a lot of men, they feel as though their woman gets to a place where they want to compete with them for power instead of submitting and building something together. You very rarely find a woman that understands the value of pouring into your man instead of creating just these expectations. A lot of men struggle with just trying to communicate with their woman. You know, it's a sad epidemic, especially in the AA community.
Do you really think your partner is going to go without whatever it is that your partner is desiring? Do you really think they're going to go without? If you're not providing it, do you really think that they're going to like just not have the things that they desire if you're not providing it for them? I remember I had a client. This client said she was married to her husband for over 20 years. She helped raise his son. They didn't have children together. She didn't have any children, but she helped him raise his son. And she said she loved her husband, and she said she was never leaving her husband. However, her husband was not having sex with her. Her husband did not like to go on dates, really. Her husband didn't like to travel. And she felt as though I'm still young enough to do the things that I like to do to enjoy my life. And he's boring. So she decided to go deal with another man while she was married. And I talked to her and I said, well, have you expressed to him your needs? Have you told him, you know, your desires, that this is what you need, this is what you want? She was like, I express to him all the time that I want to have sex. He's not interested. She was like, I don't know if it's because he's a little older than me or I don't know what it is. But she was like, in every other area, he's a great husband. He's just lacking in those areas. So it comes down to you have an option to leave and move on with your life, or you have an option because now you've committed yourself to this person and this relationship and making this marriage work. But again, you're being neglected. So my question is, at what point do you say, okay, you've given this person enough time to address these issues that you're having. You've given them enough time to change and not be selfish. And since they continue to be selfish, do you really think your partner is going to go without? I guarantee you they're not. It's certain needs that need to be met, whether it's a man or a woman. In a relationship, you're supposed to come together as one, and your job in that relationship is to make sure your partner is happy, is to make sure that your partner is satisfied, is to make sure that you're providing the things that's in your ability to provide to accommodate your partner. So I feel like if you're neglecting your partner and they've expressed themselves numerous times on the things that they like, and you cannot provide that, then allow that person to have someone else to provide those needs. Because it's not that you can't provide it, you're just choosing not to. So if you're choosing not to accommodate your partner and please your partner, understand that somebody else is going to please your partner in the ways that you choose not to please them.
The one thing I didn't hear is, did you ask your husband why he doesn't want to have sex all the time? I'm not saying that that's a good thing. I'm just saying that there hasn't been an inquiry of that. And she immediately went to saying, hey, you choose to do this. You have the ability not to do it, but you choose to do this. That's number one. That man could be super dirt tired, working his ass off. Number two, this brings me back to the 80-20 rule, where a lot of people are experiencing 80% of what they need inside of a relationship, but they're so hung up on that 20% that they almost completely forget that 80% of their needs are being met.